We got screwed on a job. What do we do next? This is a great question. We're going to talk about this today. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today's show is brought to us by Savvy Cleaner Training, where we have a bunch of ongoing courses and group coaching and network support to help you grow your cleaning business. So we have courses on personal protective equipment and chemical safety and choosing a different territory and where you should locate your business. We have courses that are all about how to clean your cleaning supplies between jobs and how to do your inventory at night. So check it out at savvycleaner.com. Alrighty, on to today's show. We have a guest that wrote into the show, and it's a very long message. So I'd like to read it, and then I want to go back and I want to hit the highlights of it so that we can all learn from this. This is a really sad story, and I think it's really important that we have this discussion. He says, I need some advice. Sometimes I clean houses as a side job to provide for my family, but I don't have a company. I just do it on the side. My brother is a painter, and he asked if I knew someone that could do a deep clean at a house, a huge house, ASAP, on Sea Island, Georgia. I said yes. I started to look around at how much cleaners charge for a deep clean on a house that size, with pets and lots of kids. The man was very polite and seemed happy that I was even available, and he asked if I was bringing people with me. I invited my sister and niece. We are a good family, and we're just going through a difficult time. Both of our parents have COVID, and I'm currently laid off, and I have 3 boys to provide for. Anyway, he let us in, and he was very nice. He did not ask any questions. He told us we could start, and he showed us the house with lots of rooms and bathrooms and dogs and kids and family. We got there at 11, and we're trying to get every corner of the house clean. He said he liked details, and we do as much details as possible. So much work. He told me he had family coming over that day. We wiped windows, baseboards, and stove. We got on a ladder he provided, and we cleaned the tops of all the cabinets. We worked so hard as a team so that we could get it done as soon as possible. He asked me the price, and I told him since it's a deep clean on a huge home like that, with the 3 of us for the first time cleaning, it will be $1,500. He looked surprised, but he agreed to pay us, and he wrote us a check. Later on our last room, the wife took a long time coming out of the shower. We waited and waited. Then we tackled her room. When she came out, we started cleaning the bathroom, trying to go home because it was so late. She came out with a mad face and was yelling that she was not going to pay because it was too much money. She even stated that she was a millionaire and that she did not make as much, and she demanded that I give her the check back. She kept yelling at us and intimidating us. We didn't take a break the entire time. We were there with no water, no nothing. I brought lots of rags, mops, Swiffers, everything you can think of to clean a huge house. I gave her her check back, and I felt humiliated. I even ripped it because she said she was going to block it or something like that. My entire body was trembling because I was so tired and mad at the same time. She told us to leave from the back door like we were some type of bad people. Then she offers to pay only $500 for the mansion cleaning. I said no. I was about to cry. She made us feel hurt. We are honest people, and what we do is worth a lot, and we were only charging what is fair. She insisted that it's too much and we don't get paid, and I refused to accept $500. I need advice on what to do, please. Let me know what I can do. Thank you so much. All right, this breaks my heart for a lot of reasons. I want to back up a couple of places, and I want to go over a couple of things. First and foremost, on the very beginning, you said you were not a business owner, that you did this on the side. Unfortunately, when you accept money for a job, it is a business. The government looks at it as a business that you're running, even if it's part-time, and they do expect that you're going to pay taxes on it. So you cannot work for free because you owe taxes, number 1. Number 2, you invited a couple of people to come work with you. That means you hired them to do the job. So now you have to pay them as well. And so you don't get to say, oh no, my pride gets in the way. I'm not going to take the $500 because now you owe the IRS and you owe the 2 people that came and worked for you all day, and you owe yourself. And you have to reimburse yourself for all of the supplies. So whether we like to admit it or not, whether we think of it this way or not, you run a business part-time. And your business part-time is cleaning houses. Okay? So it is a business, and we need to treat it from here on out like a business. One of the things that caught my attention in the beginning is you said when you talked to the man, he was excited that you were available at all. Okay? The reason he's excited is because you cannot get a house cleaner to do a deep clean on last minute notice. And so you should have charged more money for the inconvenience that it causes you, okay? So just so that we have that squared away. One of the questions that you could have asked him, and you said right up here that he did not ask any questions. So this is the chance where you jump in and you ask your questions. There's one question that I ask on every single job, and it seems kind of, I don't know, maybe just like guesswork, but I don't like guesswork. I like to know exactly who's paying me for the job. My question is this: are you the person that's hiring me and is responsible for paying me for this job? And I love to ask that on every walkthrough. And if the person says no for any reason, then I stop. I just stop talking. And I say, is that person available? That's the person I need to be speaking with right now. And if the person that is hiring me is not available, we're done with the job, okay? And the reason that I ask that is this: there are a lot of situations where someone will hire you and you will get over to the house and you will do the work and you think you have an agreement. Then when it comes time to pay, somebody busts out of the bathroom and they're all mad and they're yelling and they're like, no, we're not going to pay that much money. It happens all the time. I hate that it happened to you, but it sounds like the woman hired you, not the man. If the man hired you and he wrote you the check, then it doesn't matter what the woman does, whether she's yelling or screaming. It is not hers to come in and take the check away. She did not hire you, okay? Somebody came to my house the other day. They did some work for us outside. When it came time to write the check, and I was going to be the one writing the check, but my husband had hired him. The price changed. And he said, oh, you owe me more money. And I said, I don't owe you any money at all. Your agreement was with my husband, and I will pay you whatever the two of you agreed on. But if you're changing your price at the last minute, because the price was not the same price my husband told me, okay? So if your price changed, you need to get on the phone and call my husband. Make sure that you're both in agreement before I write you a check. I'm happy to pay whatever it is, but you both need to be in agreement, not you and me. The deal is not with me. You made the deal with my husband. Then he comes back a minute later. Okay, and there's a new agreement. Okay, but at least it's cleared. There are no surprises. I'm not going to step down or step up from a deal that my husband created, right? So who is paying me for this job? Who is my boss on this job? The reason I ask this question, and it's a really important question to ask, if somebody comes in midway through the job and they start changing the rules, you go back to the person that said they were the person hiring you. No surprises. That person hired me. That person is my boss. If you have questions, please take it up with my boss, right? Now, not to be mean or ugly about it, but what happened in the end was mean and it was ugly, and I'm really sorry that it happened. All right, next, and I want to bring this up because you said you did not take a break the entire time. Okay, so lots of weird things happen when you work for 10 or 12 hours and you don't take a break. If you're not eating and you're not hydrated, you're not going to be able to continue on at the pace that you were expecting to do in order to do a good job. Also, there are labor laws that require you to give all of your employees, even though they're family, they're employees while they're hired underneath you. So you have to give them breaks, and they have to be able to eat and drink water and all that stuff while they're working in order to stay hydrated and keep their energy up and all that kind of stuff. So I know why you were doing it. You were trying to please the customer. You were trying to race through the project so that they had company coming over and you were trying to get it done before then. I understand all the reasons why. But if you are a business, and you are because you accepted money for the job, you must require breaks every so often. And it's going to depend on the state that you live in and what the breaks are, whether it's part-time or full-time or over 4 hours or whatever. So you have to look that up and make sure that you follow those rules. All right, the last thing that I want to bring up is you said you refused to accept the $500. All right, right now, it sounds like $500 is all you're going to get for the job. So I would recommend that you go back to the man that hired you, tell him what you experienced, tell him that you expected to be paid the full $1,500, let him know that you have supplies, that you have a team of people, and that you have taxes that you have to pay. So you have to be reimbursed for those costs. Now, moving forward with a part-time business, you still have travel expenses. And so with travel expenses, you have vehicle wear and tear on your car, you've got gasoline expenses, you have your commute time. There's a bunch of other factors in running a small business, even if it's only part-time. So I want you to just stop for a second and learn from this particular experience. Because if you're doing this on the side and you're doing it in order to pick up some money to provide for your family, at the end, you can't walk away and say, well, I'm not going to take any money at all because of my pride. In this business, there are a lot of really mean people, and they will hurt your feelings for whatever reason. They're just some really mean people. It's not personal. It's not about you. The fact that they had you go out the back door, I don't know what that was all about. It's possible that the company was arriving from the front door and they wanted to make it look like they just lived in a perfectly clean home and that they didn't just hire somebody to clean it today. I don't know. It could have been something as simple as that. It could have been other reasons. I don't know. I don't know the family. I don't know the full scope of the situation. But I hate that this happened to you, and I don't ever want it to happen to you again or anybody that's listening to this particular show right now. And so the questions that you ask leading up to the job, even if it's on site during the walkthrough, there are lots of questions you can ask. When do I get paid? How much do I get paid? Satisfaction guarantee, you want to cover all of that stuff up front. And so even if this is only a part-time job, you want to make sure that the rules of engagement for this job are crystal clear. And that way it avoids a lot of confusion and weird spouses who's maybe she didn't eat in 12 hours. And maybe her attitude was different because she was racing around trying to get ready for a party that night. I don't know. Like I say, I hate that this happened to you. All right, if you found this helpful, please pass it on to a friend. If we've earned your subscription, please subscribe. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.